Hi, I'm Mark Lawson, the CEO of ECS Music Publishing Group, and we are very pleased today to be joined by composer Jillian Gardner. And Jillian has written a new piece that's in our catalog. It's, I think, our first piece in our catalog. And so we want to welcome her and find out more. So, welcome, Jillian.
Thank you. Thanks.
Well, tell us a little bit about yourself and where you grew up, where you studied, those kinds of things, so people could get to know you a little better.
Sure. So I'm originally from a probably mid-sized to small town in upstate New York called Rome. And it's just about an hour east of Syracuse. And I started taking piano lessons when I was 4 years old. And then by the time I was 14, I had picked up the organ as well. In high school, I was very lucky to have an amazing and very energetic organ teacher who really helped me and helped spark that passion for the instrument. And that love for music and the organ led me to go to the Oberlin Conservatory, where I earned my undergraduate degree. And then I moved very far away down to Texas, where I completed my master's and artist diploma in organ at Baylor University.
Mhm. Great, wonderful. Well, I know you do a lot of arranging and performing. Just kind of what interests you? What tends to be the kinds of things that you lean toward in your performing and your arranging?
Yeah, so I try to fit in as much performing and arranging as time will allow these days. It's a little bit busy sometimes, but when it comes to arranging, I'm really drawn to music that the audience will either recognize right away or will feel a strong connection to. I'm pretty particular about programming because I want organ music to feel like approachable, very accessible and engaging to everyone. And we have such a rich repertoire and a beautiful repertoire for the organ already. So I'm not really trying to reinvent the wheel, so to say, but just trying to bring out the best of what's there. So with this Armed Forces salute, the music is instantly familiar to so many people, and it holds a very deep meaning to a lot of people. And I was actually thinking of my dad while working on this. He served in the Vietnam War. So this arrangement is especially personal and it's also dedicated to him. And then I actually did have another piece last year, the Sleeping Beauty Waltz I transcribed for organ. And this came from a different approach because a lot of people recognize the theme from the Disney movies, but they don't necessarily realize it's from Tchaikovsky's ballet. So I love that it brings out a bit of musical education along the way too. You have that moment of like, oh, I recognize this, but like, where is it from, or where is the original from? And it's also a great piece for children's concerts. So music that really engages people and they recognize, because
Mhm.
otherwise we can just pull from our regular organ repertoire.
Right, right. We'll talk a little bit more about the Armed Forces Salute and kind of how it came about, what all is included, so people kind of understand what the piece is like.
Yeah. So back in 2021, I had scheduled myself to play like an American music slash patriotic concert at my church. It was right around the July 4th holiday. And I knew that I wanted to find a meaningful way to honor our military personnel as part of that program to go along with the theme. And I was practicing a couple weeks before, and this idea popped in my head to include the Armed Forces salute. And I figured that surely there had to be an arrangement for organ out there. I had heard it plenty of times going to symphony concerts growing up, but to my surprise, after perusing the internet, I could not find an arrangement anywhere. So I created one. Um, and it was very well received on the concert. It goes through all of the different branches, theme songs per se, and people will tend to stand up when it is their branch if they have served or if they have a family member who have served. So since then, I've used it on a few different concerts, and I've also played it as a postlude for church right around like Veterans Day or something like that, and it's always very enjoyable.
Mhm, mhm. Well, wonderful. Well, I encourage folks listening to this to take a look at the website and listen to the recording. I think you'll really enjoy it. And we really appreciate you taking time to talk about it. And good luck with all that you're doing.
Thank you.
All right, have a great day.
All right, you too. Thanks.